real quick. We're going to get a scald set up. Excuse me, guys. I quit smoking a while ago. And I still have the smoker's cough. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome on in to anybody. Hello, Harry the Gamer. What's up, Mac? Mac Too Shifty. How you guys doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. Let's get a good scald going for you guys. Scald to our first guests and our first like. All right, guys. So tonight we're going to be talking about taking opportunities and risks. All right, guys. So we're going to wait for just a few more people to show up. What's up, Nightshade? First to like. Let's give you a scald too. All right. Yeah. All right, guys. Let's get this ready. To Nightshade for being the first to like. All right, guys. Get the water out of our mustache so we don't accidentally spray it at the camera. Anyway, guys. So, yeah. What's up, Amethyst? I finally went and checked out your stuff. Great material, by the way. Got a lot of good potential there. Just keep working at it. You're watching the SmackDown. Hey, Jin, how you doing? No problem, Amethyst. Just keep trying at it. What's up, the other Clint? How you doing, Gen X? Angel 420. All right, everybody's here. Let's go on ahead and let's get on tonight's topic. All right, guys. So, taking opportunities when they arise. As I explained today, I should have took the first chance that I got whenever I was offered the chance to be a radio talk show host in Alaska. But guys, instead, I thought it was a smart idea to negotiate. Bad idea. I lost my opportunity. But at the same time, I learned a valuable lesson. I learned not to do that again. Guys, as we grow older and we try to make careers, and we try to find our place in the world, you're going to have opportunities. Several opportunities, to be precise. And guys, to be honest, if I were y'all, I would take all your best opportunities. Even if you got a good one going on. If you get a better offer, take it. Even if it means having to learn new skills. Because, guys, new skills do nothing but increase your resume and make you look a lot better. All right? So, take an opportunity when it arises. Don't let it pass you by. Now, if there's just no chance you can do it, there is nothing wrong with turning it down. Because, guys, the only reason why I did not get the opportunity in Alaska was because I didn't get the housing that I would need. I'm not going to move up there without housing, guys. That's Alaska. Not only that, but that's north of the Arctic Circle, Alaska. That's cold all the time. So, yeah, I wasn't going up there without housing. But anyway, guys, that caused me to miss my opportunity. Maybe I should have took it, maybe I shouldn't. Who knows if I did the right thing? Only time will tell. But, guys, there's going to be opportunities that arise. And they could be everything from, hey, I like the way that you speak, so can you come talk for us? Or, hey, I like how creative you are. Can you come work for me at my cabinet shop? There's different things, different levels. Guys, I've even seen somebody get hired on as a mascot designer for a company because they change their mascot every couple of years. So there's that, guys. And it's all because she was a good artist. Somebody happened to see her drawings, and you never know what's going to happen. Pursue any chance that you get, guys. And every opportunity that you come across is going to have some risks. Now, guys, we'll get to that here in about another 15 minutes or so. We'll get on to talking about that. But anyway, so yeah, when opportunities knock, you got to take them, because if it can make your life better, then jump on it. If it'll make your life worse, yeah, pass it up. But even if it's no different than where you are already at, but it's with, say, something that may be a little less stressful, guys, I would take that. If I could go from a seriously stressful job to an easy job, I'd do it in a heartbeat. And I'm sure any red-blooded American out there would. And it's not because we're lazy. It's simply because who wants to work themselves to the bone the rest of their lives? You don't want to be bone tired every day you come home. And a lot of Americans are. A lot of us are so tired every day we come home that all we can do is lay in the bed and damn near weep because our bodies hurt so bad. But we got to get up the next day and do it again, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. It's a vicious cycle, but in the same process, through doing that and building up work ethic and honesty and good reputation and a really, really sound set of skills, then you'll be able to get opportunities that'll arise at any time. I've heard my dad has passed up a lot of opportunities in his life because people have offered him something like safety manager or something like that. But guys, he never wanted to be a manager. That's understandable too. If it's just not something you're into, it's just not something you're into. But, if something comes along that is something you've always thought about trying, or something you've always wanted to do, or somewhere you've always wanted to go, guys, take it. Don't hold back. I've lost a few jobs because I've went on adventures with friends. One of them because I ended up volunteering with a group of paleontologists, and I went to Chihuahua, Mexico, and got to dig up some dinosaurs. That was a lot of fun. That was always a dream of mine. So when I got the chance, I jumped all over the opportunity, guys. I jumped on it. I lost my job, but I was able to get a new one fairly quickly. I was good at fast food back in the day. Not as quick as I used to be, though, guys. Especially now with my brain the way it is now. All right. Let's get another scald set up here in just a second, because we're about to hit 10 minutes. But anyway, guys. Oh, hang on. We saw your message, Harry. Happy birthday to your mom. Oh, okay, cool. Happy birthday to his mom. Here's to Harry's mom. Oh, Scarab, why are you so tired? Why are you so tired? Why are you crying? I left you my email, Nightshade. Otherwise, it's gonna be EXTYER. Actually, Jin, if you're here, can you go on ahead and put up my my email address again for us, please? Otherwise, I'll write it down here in just a minute, and I'll show it to all of y'all. What you got there, Amethyst? Real quick while I'm taking a break. Scald, my friends. You're a mod for Nightshade? Nice. Great. That's an awesome thing to hear. Anyway, guys, let me go on ahead and not kick the cell phone stand. And a piece of paper y'all can see it clearly on. Let's go to the back. Give me just a second, guys. I'm writing something down for y'all. All right, let's see if y'all can see this here. It's backwards, but that is my email address. It's the best I can do for you. I'm gonna hold it up here for just. Oh, there we go. There we go. Pin message. There you go for your nightshade. Just go ahead and write it on down. Being in the U.S. Army, was able to travel the world, but so we thought. Oh, I got you. Oh, so interesting. All right. So let's go on ahead and let's get back on to chasing opportunities, guys. All right. So let's change the lighting. So chasing certain opportunities, guys, is one way of chasing your dreams. You know, for instance, if you get a chance to live out even a part of your dream, go for it. Never stop striving for your dreams. Never stop pushing for them. You know, never ever stop trying. Guys, opportunities will knock only so often in your life. And if you miss them all, you'll regret it. You really will. And I hate to say it because that really stinks. But you can definitely make things work if you struggle and you strive and you try hard and you work towards your goals and you work towards improvement. Guys, these are what opportunities are all about. If you have an opportunity to get up off of your butt if you're overweight and work out, do it. If you have an opportunity to go make more money, do it. If you have an opportunity to make amends with an old friend, go do it. You know, guys, if you have a chance to forgive a family member that's wronged you in the past, do it. You know, guys, don't waste your time. Don't waste your efforts on things that will yield nothing. You know, pity the farmer whose crop yields no fruit, for they work hard and get nothing. You know, it's the farmer that works hard, takes the opportunities when they arise, and does exactly what needs to be done, that actually ends up getting everything he's ever needed. You know, and he doesn't pity it. He isn't upset. You know, and these are things that everyone has got to learn. Why? Because he worked his fingers to the bone, and now he gets to sit back and relax. It's kind of like the story about the squirrel and the grasshopper, if you've ever heard it. Squirrel stores away food all winter. The grasshopper chills around and does nothing. Well, when the time comes, the grasshopper doesn't have enough time to store food, and he freezes to death and starves. While the squirrel has everything he needs stored away. All right. Hang on. Yep, it appears I got your email there, Nightshade, for sure. Yep. All right, looks like I got a few emails, actually. Looks like I got a few emails, actually. Thank you, guys. So, yeah, don't worry about it. You know, contact me if you wish. You know, just guys, try not to spam me too much. It takes me a minute to type out, and it takes me all day to get some of my work done. You know, some of it is actually watching over Aaron. Ooh, I was about to say, what happened to my hat? Some of it is actually watching over Aaron, and I really can't pay so much attention to the phone. You know, so it's definitely better to be able to just email you guys sometimes and talk to y'all here on live, especially. You know, eventually I'm going to figure out how to post the Discord up. You have my complete permission to post that. Just tag me when you do. I will, Nightshade, for sure. You know, but I have to go and write down your channel name completely, and then I'll tag you. But I'll definitely use it. But guys, if y'all want to send me fan art or anything like that, you know, me being Gator or the Smiling Swamp Rat, whatever you want to do, you know, if y'all want to send me any kind of fan art, Feel free to go right on ahead, guys. I don't mind. And I'll use it as thumbnails, for my show. Yeah, I'm sorry, Amethyst. But those are opportunities, guys. That's what I was talking about earlier. That's giving you guys opportunities to get y'all's vision, y'all's artwork seen by the world. Guys, so I hope that y'all will take it, because it'll be fun. Anyway, guys, now taking risks. Every opportunity comes with risks. So we've hit our 15-minute mark. Let's give ourselves a scald. And let's get ready to talk about taking risks. All right. Ooh, almost dropped the lid. So, taking risks. What exactly does that mean? Well, sometimes you might have to move out of state and leave your family behind. That's taking a risk. You don't know what you're going to face, and you might be alone in the process. That's just one. The next one is, what if you lose that job up there and don't have skills that very many places up there are asking for? That's another risk you got to look at. But these are all things you got to take into consideration. Are these risks, though, worth the pros of what's going on? We're about to get to that right now. That one tried to go down the wrong pipe, but we stopped it. So, taking risks. Yeah. When you do anything, there's a risk involved. When you play football, you have great opportunities that can arise, but there's great risks as well. Broken bones, concussions, destroyed knees by the time you're a certain age. There's a lot of things to consider if you want to play professional full contact sports, especially. There's also a lot of things to consider if you want to do something like join the Boy Scouts. There are some risks involved. What if your scoutmaster isn't exactly somebody you can trust? What if, the people there that are said to be your friends would do something to hurt you one day? Those are all risks, guys. And these are all things that people have to take into consideration. All right, let's do this right here. Replace pin. There we go. All right. So, yeah, these are all things we got to take into consideration. When you go to join a new job, all right, and let's say you get an internship, you got to run the risks of running into financial struggles during that internship. What happens? What happens if you lose your second job? Because that internship is only going to be your first. You're not paid for an internship, guys. You're paid for an apprenticeship, but you're not paid for an internship. So you take an internship and you're looking at a year to possibly 2 years without payment. So what are you going to do? You got to get a second job. Now you got to run the risk of, is this internship worth all this challenge, worth all this struggle, and worth the risk of me losing everything for me to be able to get the job I want? That's assessing a risk, guys, and that's a big one. But, that happens a lot. Modeling, you take risks. What happens if the newest modeling trend I'm allergic to? Or because, some people are allergic to latex. Some people are allergic to feathers. Some people are allergic to synthetic materials, And then there's also the risk of, what if I do something or say something and I ruin my fanhood? Your image is everything when you're a model. So there's risk that comes with that, but you got to face these risks. You can't let them scare you away. You can't let them hold you down. You can't let them terrify you. You got to look at them and say, you know what? I'm going to own you. I'm going to be strong. I'm going to be better than your challenge. I'm going to meet you head on. And when we're done with our little game of chicken, me and little Mr. Challenge, I'm going to win. And guys, that's what you do. You push forward. You strive hard. And you struggle sometimes. You know why? Because the hard road is usually the best road. In fact, that'd probably make a good final thoughts one night. The difference between the hard road traveled and the easy road. You know, because I've traveled both. And I'll tell you right now, the hard road is usually more fulfilling. You know, it's usually a lot more, how do I put it? How do I put this? It's a lot more exhilarating, you know, guys. Invigorating, whatever positive words you want to use for it. Exhilaration, you know, guys. It was just an amazing feeling anytime you take the long road and you end up succeeding at what you're trying to do. You know, it always makes you feel great on the inside. And that's one of the things we might talk about one time, is taking the long, hard road. But for now, we'll keep the discussion simple and where we are. So back to assessing the risks. Guys, anytime you go to get an opportunity, you need to sit down, really think it through, and do what I like to call weigh the pros and cons. When you weigh the pros and cons of a situation, you look at all the benefits you're going to get and everything that can come from those benefits and all the reactions that can happen in your life because of those opportunities. Now, you're also going to look at the cons. These are the risks, guys. These are the risks and the things you might not necessarily agree with. You know, for me, the risk was dealing with the cold. You know, dealing with the fact that, you know, I was going to have all my supplies flown in. I might be without my psych meds. You know, there was a lot of risk that I had to literally take into consideration. And guys, when they weren't willing to meet it, I lost the opportunity. But you know what? It's all great. You know, the best thing you can do, though, is learn to take these risks and turn them into strengths. You know, if you've got deadlines you have to meet, which is a risk that you have problems with, learn to work ahead. You know, get them suckers turned in ahead of time every single time. Find out what's going on. It'll be a struggle at first, but find out what's going on days ahead of time, and you'll be able to stay ahead of your troubles. You know, then, you know, if you're a teacher, you know, you've got some risks, especially nowadays, you know, and you need to face those problems head on. If you're going into the military, you got a lot of risk, baby. A lot of risk, buddy. Yeah, a lot. And you need to take those into consideration. Job hazard is a thing with the Army. Okay, it's a thing. All right, it's a big thing. So be careful, baby. All right, be careful. Now, the great. Hey, Dasher the cat, how you doing? But now, guys, these last 5 minutes, all I'm really gonna have to say. What's up, Greg the Egg? You know, all I'm really getting at here, guys, is if your risks outweigh your opportunities, and you know you have more chance of a struggle than you do a chance of success when it comes down to an opportunity, don't really struggle for it or strive for it unless it's your dream, guys. If it's your dream, go for it with all your heart. But if it's just another opportunity, guys, there will be another one that arises. You know, but that's only if the cons outweigh the pros. The pros outweigh the cons, but buddy, don't run or don't walk. Run. Run to that opportunity. Take it with all your strength and never let it go. And it's because it could always change your life. That Alaskan job would have been life-changing for me. But it didn't work. So now I got to wait for the next opportunity to arise. And you know what, guys? I can't wait. I can't wait to see who's going to want to talk to me next. It could be great. You never know. It could be something small. Either way, anything's better than living off of $80-something a month. Am I right? So if you can believe it, you can see it, you can achieve it. Now that is something I truly believe. And most of the time, our dreams carry the most risks. Because guys, not only does pursuing your dream mean possible failure, but it can be demoralizing whenever you do fail. It can make you feel awful when you can't succeed. But guys, like I've said before, you didn't learn, you didn't fail 1,000 times. You learned 1,000 ways not to do it. Get back up. Take your chances. Take your risks. Try again. Learn from your mistake and realize what you did for the next time around. And you might just be surprised at yourself about how quickly you'll earn an opportunity and how fast that opportunity might just change your existence. Because, guys, as I've said once before, stagnation is the enemy of any form of improvisation or any form of cultivation, of any form of growth. Stagnation is the enemy of growth. If you're stagnant and you're just sitting still, you'll never grow. You might grow things on you, like reputations and things like that. But you'll never grow as a human. Guys, you got to get out there. You got to see things. You got to meet people. You got to make mistakes. You got to take opportunities. And you got to assess risks. Guys, it's been about all I had to say on that subject. So, and without further ado, let's get into the hangout portion, guys. All right, let's get another good round of a scald going on here. Oh, another small sketchbook, by the way, guys. This one is just quick little concepts and just things that I draw every now and then when I just feel like sitting down. You love hangout time, subject 14. A lot of people do. How's your friend with the eye infection going? She's actually doing just fine, Nightshade. They got everything removed. It was a tooth. They pulled the tooth and they sucked out all of the infection out of the abscess. And she's just fine. There's no more swelling. Her eyes just went right back to normal. And she's going to work. So she's at work right now, in fact. Thank you. Thank you for the compliments on the art. I don't know what character that's going to be just yet. I've been calling her the Rune Mother, but I just like the concept. Sometimes I just sit down and sketch stuff. Sometimes there's no reason behind it. Scald. But yeah, this one's just got some of my little goof around things in it, like different little possible concepts. Nothing special. That's supposed to be what happens when a were-rabbit and a minotaur has a kid. She's into drawing anime characters and stuff of those sorts. That's cool. Thank you. This is one that was supposed to be a dwarf. I'm working on inking him in. at the moment, but it's a dwarf. I'm not real good at drawing humanoid figures. Better at drawing monsters. Oh, my little baby velociraptor. This was just for fun. This was strictly just me goofing around on that one. Thank you. Oh, she likes drawing dragons in a cute style. That's awesome. And then I have a couple of them, which are things that I've seen. I saw this crawling on a wall during part of my schizophrenia. What's up, Harry the Gamer? Thank you for sending me the email. And then I've got some weapons designs. If I ever wanted to make a weapon out of amethyst. You know, I thought that would be a cool design for an amethyst or obsidian weapon. Let's see. That's not complete. That's not complete. That's not complete. Oh, here's one of my favorites. My Dragon Man. But yeah, it's just got a few in there. It ain't got a lot. There's really not too much to some of mine. It's mostly weapons from here on out. It's mostly weapons from here on out, guys. You love the shield? Thank you. Pagan Eye. What's up, Pagan Eye? How did I see the shout outs you did? I just did, man, Pagan Eye. Thank you. You know, I seen it just a little bit ago. Quick question. What you got there, Amethyst? I love you too, my Jin Jin. Did you see my handle? I'll pull it up. No, I did not see your handle, Nightshade. Try to put it up again then. What's your favorite video or short I made? You know, I'm going to have to go back and look again because I just kind of shifted through them real quick. I'm not trying to be rude, Amethyst, but I had a lot to do today, so I just kind of shift through stuff sometimes, and then I go back and I check it later. But I'll definitely go check back up on it, and I'll let you know because I can't give you an honest opinion just yet. I only watched a few. So let me watch some more, and then I can give you a good, honest opinion on that. Ah, there we go. Ba-boom, ba-boom. So we're going to put Nightshade up there real quick. If you guys want to see her, let me write that down. So give me just a second, guys. What's my favorite book? Probably Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. All right, got you written down, Nightshade. All righty. You got a VR headset? That's awesome. You know, that's definitely so much fun. I definitely want to try those out. Maze Runner, I've heard, is actually a really good book series. I just haven't watched it. Second Life of Bree Turner by Stephanie Meyer. Never heard of the book, but I've heard of Stephanie Meyer. But I've never heard of that book, actually. A lot of my books are written by Michael Crichton, Peter Benchley, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Jules Verne, of course, Edgar Allan Poe, and Stephen King, Dean Koontz, a few others. I'd like to see the rest of Maze Runner too, actually. Bill Cipher, what's up? Want to hear my opinion about me? What's up? Get there, Amethyst. It's an Eclipse novella from Twilight. Oh, okay. I love how much she can put. Oh, okay. No wonder I've heard of Stephanie Meyer. Thank you, Amethyst. Thank you so much. Leo and CB. Hello, Leo and CB. How you doing? Nice to see you. Nice. Somebody else took and subscribed to you there, Nightshade. That's why I went on ahead and dropped your tag there. See, around here, we try to support each other, guys. You know, we're 36 minutes in. We're having a great show tonight. I found it in my reading teacher's mini library and was like a week later that my mom bought the whole set. I love taking time to talk with everyone here. Thank you, Subject 14. Scald, everybody. Scald. And no, I haven't read the remaining. I wish I could have, though. But, no, guys, believe it or not, I'm still working on Black and Hills here. We're on, as far as just written pages goes, we're on page 123. But when you include illustrations, we're up to page 180 something. So, because some of the pages are just straight illustrations that I've inserted. So, we're actually at page 185. So, guys, we're going to go on ahead and take and read it again this Sunday. And I'm going to see what you guys continue to think about it as we begin to get further and further into the terror that is Harmon Hollow. That's awesome, Nightshade. So glad to hear that. Wrong one, that's the storyteller. Oh, okay, Subject 14. It's raining for you there, Amethyst. I'm sorry to hear that, my dear. I've always felt connected to the land myself too, guys. You know, that's why I can sit here with my door wide open, bugs flying in and out, and I just don't care. You know, guys, sitting outside is one of my favorite things. It's just, I can't exactly bring my solar charger and this tripod outside and plug it in right now in about 2 inches of water. Oh, that sucks. I hate to hear that, Nightshade. True. Scald is cheers. And did you know that, hi, Breed Portia. I'm sorry your back hurts, my Jin. You know, that sucks, baby. You had a crisis yesterday. What was that, Amethyst? You know, guys, whenever somebody's in a crisis, the easiest thing to do is listen. Find out what that problem is. You might just be able to help. Yeah, no kidding. Anything we can help with there, Amethyst? That's what the channel's all about. Dame here. I'm still waiting for a date and time for my doctor's appointment for the cysts. Ooh, that sucks. You know, I hate waiting on doctors to decide to get their crap together. It takes so long, you know, and it's so annoying. Guys, if you'll excuse me, I've got to go blow my nose. This is driving me nuts. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Oh, I came in with Nightshade being a little upset. What's wrong, my Jen? What's got you crying? As an Australian, I can say it does suck sometimes, but I feel it's slightly better in South Australia. Oh, okay, I got you. Nightshade, the Canadians come to the USA or Mexico for medical. Universal health care doesn't work. You know, it's better than insurance-based health care, guys. I hate to say that, Donna. You know, we're insurance-based health care here in Southeast Texas, and if you ain't got insurance, you don't get treatment, guys. Not without a bunch of money up front. And I can't afford my treatment for my heart meds. You know, guys, so I've been having to do it holistically, which means, unfortunately, every now and then, grabbing a beer. But, excuse me. But it was what my doctor told me to actually do to bring down my heart rate. You know, guys, because it is a depressant and it is a blood thinner. So every now and then, I got to go grab me a tall boy and drink it. You know, because if I'm going to drink a beer, I'm going to drink a beer. You know, I'm not going to get drunk, but I am going to drink a beer. But you guys will never catch me drinking on camera. Just so you know. So don't ask. Now, you might catch me afterwards, and I might be, hi, guys, I'm a little tipsy. You know, how you doing, guys? But it's okay, because that just means I'm having fun. You know, guys, because especially on a holiday. Y'all catch me on a holiday, I might just be a little snoggered. So I apologize for that, because we got 4th of July coming up. You know, we also got Memorial Day coming up sometime soon, you know, in August, I believe. I think it's in August. You know what? I'll have to check on that. But then, of course, there's my favorite time of year, Halloween. I can't wait for Halloween, guys. This is going to be so much fun. So I definitely can't wait to see there. Ooh, that sucks, Subject 14. Hang on. Making cereal. Nice. Yeah. Oh, nice. Your grandparents owned a mine up in South Queensland, but somebody stole all their gems and stole the mine. That really does suck. Y'all caught some catfish there, Amethyst? That's fun. I always love catching me some catfish. Ain't nothing wrong with some good old kitty fish. Oh, kitty fish. You know, good old fishy. You know, but the best thing about going fishing is the memories you make. It ain't really catching stuff. Because, man, I could sit there and perch jerk with my niece all damn day long. You know, and I'd have a ball. But, guys, you know, it's not about the fishing. It's literally about the memories we make. Oh, you sat up too long today, Jen. I'm so sorry to hear that. Can we hear the Australian accent? Well, all right there, mate. There's no problem with hearing it there if you just want to listen to it. You know, all you got to do is just ask, and I'll bring it right out. You went fishing once, nothing was caught. Oh, well, that sucks. But you know what? A bad day's fishing better than a hard day's work. Thank you, Subject 14. I always think that's hilarious. Thank you. I can do that one, and I can do a rather good Irish accent there, lad. It just takes a little bit of practice. All you got to do is be able to listen. By learning accent, I'm Australian. Mine should be better. Oh, man. Oh, I get that. But, sorry? There's nothing really I can do about it. Me too. I I can't do a British accent, guys. That's the one I can't do. I cannot do a British accent. I sound horrible. Now, if you want some Cagney, love, I can give you some Cagney there. But I can't give you no more than a little bit of Cagney because I don't know any more bloody fucking British. So pardon the language. Memorial Day. That was right. I could catfish as an Australian. Yeah, I really probably could. The one accent I can do is Jack Black in the Minecraft movie. I got you. You know, Flint and Steel. Thank you, Amethyst. But I learned a little bit of acting growing up in school, so I learned how to actually interpret and really listen to how somebody talks. Greg the Egg. Oh man, you know, I think that's probably the easiest accent to do. You could be Jack Black. You sounded exactly like him then. You know, I've heard a lot about me being Jack Black. And believe it or not, when I was younger, I could actually sing like him. And I had a very much an attitude just like him to match. You know, the only thing is I wasn't as good of a lyricist as he is. I couldn't put words together as good as he could. I was a storyteller, not a singer. Maze Runner character, his name is Newt. I remember Newt. I once copied my friend's voice. That's cool. Your bear's like his TBA. Let me see. Russian is a little bit more difficult there, my friend. But I try to do Russian. But Russian is not so good for me. Dressed like Steve tomorrow. I just have to get the shirt. Beards. Yes, the beards. They make the person. Some of us literally get identified by our beards. Yeah, I suck at Russian. I suck at the Russian accent. It's better than yours again. It's okay. I can't do an Icelandic accent, and I am Icelandic. Oh, man. Dude. But, yeah, I used to do a lot of voices as a kid. For instance, if there's any Lord of the Rings fans in here, I used to be perfect at doing Smeagol. And I do mean perfect. I sounded just like him from the movie. Stupid fat herbices, the stars, the precious, the stars. I used to be so much better at it, though. So, yeah, voices and doing silly accents and stuff, it's something I do. Why? Makes people laugh. Or, in some cases, like our dear friend Nightshade, her jaw hits the floor. Oh, man. Well, guys, we're approaching 50 minutes. We're going to get our last call ready, and then we're going to go on ahead and get ready for the end of the day. All right, guys? It's been a wonderful conversation. You know, especially whenever we get these little jokes going back and forth. And yes, I know I get told all the time I should play Jack Black or I should do something like Jack Black. I also get Dan Fogler. You know, I get him a lot too. Only one I can't stand that I get is Zach Galifianakis. I can't stand that guy. He drives me nuts, bro. But anyway, we've hit 50 minutes. Here's our last call to the night. Skull. Ooh, minor bird. Well, anyway, guys, I'm going to put my horn away. Oh, no, I knocked my mace over. I'll pick it up later. Looks like maybe our chat's frozen, unfortunately. If we can get one more like within these next 10 minutes, though, that would be amazing. You know, let's see if the chat's actually frozen. First person to respond will actually get the true final Skull of the night. So let's see what we got here. Do 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 do. Boom. Yep, we are frozen, guys. Dang, that sucks. Last 10 minutes of the show, and we froze up. That's okay. We had a great time. We had a great show. There was no drama tonight. And we had a wonderful bit of an explanation on not letting opportunities pass you by and learning how to assess risks and making sure that the risks are worth the rewards. So, guys, love you guys. Might just go on ahead and end it here since I can't see anybody talking. But other than that, can I get one more like before I get out of here? And then I'll go on ahead and drop the live, guys. But if you're new, I'd like you to go on ahead and like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon anyway. Or at least just subscribe and hit the bell icon. Come visit us anytime. We have conversations every night. Now, remember, tomorrow, we still actually get to have Morning Mojo with Jen Jen. She's actually going to be, She's actually going to be available tomorrow morning. So, guys, get ready for that. Second thing is, Sunday night is going to be the third and possibly final reading of Black and Hills, guys, depending upon how well it goes over. So, I hope that you will all join us here. All right, everybody? We'll see you then. For right now, I've been Clint Gage. This has been Final Thoughts. We discussed opportunities and risks. And for the last time of the night, just for the giggles of it, I'm going to go on ahead and give you guys a skull. This goes to all my fans, to everyone who's helped me get here, and to everyone in the future who's going to help me get even further. All right, everyone? So, guys, this goes out to all of you, everybody around the world. No matter who you are, no matter where you're from, no matter what you believe in. Welcome, my friend. This skull's for you. Skull. All right, my guys. Remember, we'll check you in tomorrow. Keep safe. See you from a swamp, later from a gator. Love yourself. Love your mama. Love your papa. Be kind. Always find a way to help, guys. So, we'll catch you next time here at the swamp. Good night, and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening, guys. Bye-bye. Well, I got my 20 likes.